Your dreams mean nothing if you don't have the patience to see them turn to reality. There are no shortcuts to success, and trust me, there's going to be times that it gets really hard. But you have to stick with your plan regardless of all the challenges that come your way. Hello, it's Evelyn, aka Milklard, and today I want to try and change your mindset so that you can finally achieve those big goals you've set for yourself. In today's episode of Milklard Mindset, we're going to be discussing the importance of delayed gratification. So let's jump right into the conversation.
Today we are going to be talking about the importance of delayed gratification. I think especially because of the way we are now, I think we've become so accustomed to just having everything instant with like social media and then just how like accessible everything is. Definitely everyone has lost the fucking skill of just patience and working hard towards something, because if it's not like an instant gratification, we fucking just kind of drop it. But before we talk about all that, I want to like convince you guys to fucking work harder. Okay, if you're working hard, work harder, and if you're not working hard, then definitely fucking work harder. From a young age, my parents tried to like instill in me that like you have to work hard while you fucking can, and while you're young, work hard, because why the fuck do you want to be working when you're old as fucking bones, right? When I was younger, I really did not like that mindset. I mean, when I say younger, I just mean like up to like not even that long ago. I just hated that mindset that they had, that like thinking like that they had to constantly work, and I just didn't understand why they were always constantly working so hard. Because I got it in the beginning, we were not living well, so my parents were like working hard as hell because they wanted better for their kids. But then it got to a point like around high school where I was like, okay, like we're fine now, you have like homes, you're well off, so why are you still working so hard? But I didn't really understand that like they had a goal, my parents had a goal, and they were working towards it, and it didn't matter if like everyone else thought that they were fucking working too much. As soon as I turned 18, my parents made me pay rent and like have to like fund myself, so I had to like start working. There was no point in fucking bitching and crying, because either way I was gonna have to go to work and I was gonna have to pay my rent and pay for all my utilities. I did definitely bitch and cry, but like I still got myself to work. I was working 2 jobs and I hated it. I had no desire to work because I had no plan, I had no goals set for myself, so every day just felt so fucking pointless, and I dreaded every day. Like my whole work week, I was just thinking of like, when is the work week gonna be over? When is my next day off? And then once my day off would come around, I'd fucking like just dread the whole day, because I knew that I was gonna have to go back to work the next day and do everything all over again. For basically these last 4 years, everything felt like it was just like life was just happening to me and I had no control of it. It was just everything was passing me by and I hated it. It wasn't until like I'd say maybe 6 months ago that I genuinely started having a goal, and the mindset that my parents were trying to instill in me finally clicked, and I now understand what they were trying to teach me. In like 2 years, my parents are not going to be working anymore. They're going to move back to their country, and they already have everything set. And that is possible because they fucking sacrificed. I mean, they sacrificed a whole fucking lot of years and like a bunch of time, and people like would shit on them for working so hard. But they put the work in, and now they have what they wanted. They made it possible because of the work that they put in. I have goals that I want to reach, so I'm putting in the work. If you want to achieve something, you also have to put in the work. I know a lot of people my age think this way, because I thought this way not that long ago. I used to be like, oh, well, I'm young, you're supposed to like enjoy your time, right? You hear that all the time. It's like, you're young, enjoy your youth or whatever. No, bitch, you're young. Okay, then get the fuck to work, because you're not always gonna be as capable as you are now. Not just that, a lot of people in their young 20s fucking stress about where they're gonna be in the future. If you're gonna be stressing either way, I might as well be stressing over the fact that I'm working 2 jobs, or it doesn't have to be 2 jobs, but I'd rather stress over the fact that I'm having to work a lot, but I know that there's gonna be a fucking reward from working that hard. And like, I'd rather that than be stressing over like, what am I gonna be doing when I'm 30 or 40? Am I gonna get this job that I want? Am I gonna be blah blah blah? You're doing all that while you're still going to party, and while you're still doing all these like things that a young person would be doing. It's like, if I'm gonna be fucking stressed out, I'd rather be stressed out over a fucking job than worrying about what my future is gonna be. Because then what? You're gonna fucking enter your 30s. Let's say that you're this person who'd rather be fucking like relaxing in their 20s and like letting life pass you by. One, you're gonna be stressed either way, and then once you enter your fucking 30s, you're gonna have to still be working, and now you're gonna be stressing over your fucking 40s, because guess what? You didn't work hard enough when you had to, so now you're gonna be old as fucking bones still working. Let's take this person who worked throughout all their 20s right? Or they work throughout their youth and they're fucking working hard. By the time they're 30, they don't have to stress the same way this fucking person is. When you're young, you're like, oh, well, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I'm still young. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. It's like, just fucking do everything then. Do everything. By the time that you're fucking 30, or like, you know, by the time you're older, you have all the experience from when you were this younger version of yourself because you put in that work when you were younger. Like, I know for a fact that people think that way. Like, think the way that it's like, oh, like, you're young. Like, why do you want to be doing that when you're young? Why does it matter? Like, why is your fun limited to when you're in your 20s? I'm gonna be so real, and I've told people this, and they think it's funny, and they don't believe me. Bitch, I fantasize about like being 30, 40. I'm not even fucking with you. I'm like, the way people like romanticize their 20s, I have that idea for 30s. You know what? Like, I don't have the fucking funds to be having the fun I want to have. Most people my age are broke and don't have the funds to like live the life that they want. You know, this relates to the instant gratification. It's like, you get your fucking paycheck and you're spending it on like clothes. Okay. I bought this. I have not bought myself anything in so long, okay? This was a reward for the fact that I have not bought anything in so long. I have been working hard, so this is a reward, okay? But I know so many people that live paycheck to paycheck for multiple reasons. One, because they don't work hard enough to like actually be having a steady, nice income where they can save and put money aside to buy the things they want. And two, anytime they get the fucking money, they're spending it on stupid shit. They don't even think about like, where's that money gonna be? Like, what should I invest? What I've been telling you guys recently, all my money, I've been super careful about it because I think the way I see my money, I think about it like, what can I buy to invest? Like, what purchase can I invest in that's gonna make me more money and it's gonna better me? I haven't been buying clothes like this because in my head, it's like, what's better? Is it better to fucking buy clothes, or is it better to buy this fucking utility that's gonna make me more money? So in the long run, right? Like, think about the long run. Now that because you invested in this one thing that's making you more money, you can now fucking easily spend on things that like you couldn't before. But I'm for real about the fact that I fantasize about being in my 30s because like I already know by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna have so much more of my life figured out. I'm gonna have so much more life experience. And I'm gonna have a lot more fucking money. So the fun that I want to be having now, I can have later, and I'm gonna have it a lot, like on a much higher level, and I'm not also gonna be stressing about if I'm able to fucking like live through my next week because now I went to this like nice fancy event. By the time, if you continuously invest in yourself, by the time you are older, you are gonna have so many more skills and knowledge, so fucking work hard because it will pay off. Don't let life just keep happening to you because you definitely can take control of your life. You don't need to be stressing about where you're gonna be in like 10 years or in your future because you can start making like actual fucking plans to reach the life that you want to have because once again, you have control over your life. If you want to be somewhere and you're putting in the work, you also have to be patient because it's not just gonna happen overnight. Being successful and having greatness is great for the fact that like not everyone can reach it. If everyone could be successful and everyone could be fucking this level, then it wouldn't be special. There wouldn't be anything special about being fucking rich and successful because everyone's able to get it. The percentage of people who like are born with it or are just like lucky is so low. Most people aren't there out of luck. Most people don't maintain their riches out of luck, right? They've gained skills and they put in the work to maintain their riches. Be patient and continuously put in the work even when like shit gets hard because it's easy to have patience when like shit is easy, when shit is already going your way, but you have to have that same patience when shit gets rocky and when things aren't working out, when you start being doubtful. Let's use the gym for example because I'm in the little gym community. If you want your fucking body, if you have this like dream body, right? First off, you're not gonna work out for 1 week and then get your body. Don't give up after that first week where you're like, damn, I'm not even seeing results. You're probably not even going to see results in the gym for like months after, like where you can see like actual genuine results. It's not going to be till months of like hard, dedicated work. There's days where you don't want to go to the gym. There's days where like you're fucking tired. You're a little eepy. Guess what? You have to go anyways. You put in the fucking work even when you're tired, even when you don't want to do shit because that's how you end up fucking being successful. And there's this quote from Alex Hormozzi, the Hormozzis. I love the Hormozzis. Stand them. They really inspire me. And he has this line. I wrote it down. It makes me happier the harder it is because I know nobody else will follow. He said, thinking this way flips your mindset from oh poor me to oh poor everyone else who has to try. If you want to be the successful version, you will have to fucking put in the work. But guess what? You also know that that not everyone is willing to put in the fucking work to be that person. It gives you so much fucking power to be like, I can do it. I'm going to fucking do it. Fuck everyone else. Try and keep up. Like, I have that mentality a lot of the times where I'm like, try and catch the fuck up, motherfuckers. So yeah, a lot of people say that they want to change. They say that they want this specific thing or that they want this thing, but then they don't do anything to actually fucking be in the place. And then they complain. I hate when like people complain about the situation they're in while they're doing nothing to like get out of it. If you want to be somewhere, then put in the fucking work. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna happen overnight. But if you put in the work, you will get there. You also have to understand that like you cannot rush greatness and you cannot rush success. There is no shortcut to success. Not only does it feel bad to have like to be impatient, it's also fucking pointless. So let shit happen. Just continuously put in the work, even when you don't get the fucking immediate outcome. Most things that are great in life don't come with immediate fucking rewards. If you want a nice fucking body, if you want a banging body, and you want abs, and you want all these muscles, guess what? It's not gonna happen overnight. Be clear on the person that you want to be and like what you want to accomplish with your life. If you don't want to be like this super rich person, that's okay. But have an idea of what you would want, like where in life you'd like to be, what you'd like to accomplish by what age. And then start planning for it. If you have like an actual plan, then you know what actions you need to do, and it's a lot easier to like see progress and keep track of progress. Have a plan and then stick with that plan, and stick with that plan even when shit gets hard. This conversation, when I was writing my notes, this conversation reminded me of that meme. You know the guy who's like there's like two guys and they're both mining to a pile of diamonds, but one guy gives up right before he hits the pot of diamonds. And there's one guy like eager as fuck still going and he's about to hit the diamonds. You need to be like that one guy, because he knows that he's gonna hit fucking diamonds eventually. He knows that he's patient. He can't see it, right? All he sees is a fucking like dirt wall where he's mining at. It's just fucking dirt. But he knows that he's gonna hit diamond eventually. So he's fucking keeps going hard as fuck regardless of if he sees the diamonds yet. The other guy gave up. He said, oh, it's hard now. He's like, I've been digging and I don't see anything, so I'm a dip now. Keep mining. Keep mining. You're gonna hit your pot of diamonds, alright? This one says keep gambling. Keep gambling, guys. Don't give up. Don't be like this guy, alright? Be like this guy. Milk Lard endorses gambling. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. There's this other line that I have that like I heard. I don't remember where I heard this from, but it says, fast success builds ego. Slow success builds character. I'm gonna relate this to like, if you think about like a lot of the lottery winners, a lot of people who win the lottery fucking blow their money on stupid shit. They like end up doing drugs, end up fucking spending all their money on strippers and like fucking tangible shit that goes to waste. And then they end up like even worse and more miserable than before they had the fucking money. Why? It's because one, they never had to earn that money. They never worked hard, so they don't understand. They don't have the skills that it took to have that money. They don't have the skills about like investing. They don't have the skill of saving. They don't know what to do with the money that's gonna make them more money. So instead they spend it on all the shit that they couldn't afford when they were younger because they wanted that fucking instant gratification. They didn't invest in anything, and then they just end up more miserable than when before they had the money. So yeah, when you work hard, and even if it takes a while, not only will you end up getting the reward that you want at the end, but you also build all the characteristics, like all the great characteristics of a successful person. The real reward isn't even the fucking reward at the end. It's about the journey. It's really about the journey. All the things that you learn on your way to that goal is the real like fucking reward. Success is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Let's say you go to the fucking gym once and you have one fat, meaty workout for like 10 hours. At the end of those 10 hours, you're not going to have your dream body and you're not going to be seeing results. Probably you're not going to see any difference at the end of those 10 hours. But let's say for 1 month, you work out consistently for 30 minutes. At the end of those 30 days, you're going to see a difference. So it's about consistently making progress in a thing. Once again, there's no shortcuts to success. There's not like, let me fucking work hard as fuck and then go to sleep for the rest of the week. Better to like do a little every single day to get to your goal than to like have a big burst of energy and then fucking drop it. That's why it's important to have discipline, and discipline is always going to win over motivation. Motivation is not going to take you where you want to be. It's about constantly doing things and improving little by little so that it all accumulates into success. Hard work beats talent. Let's think about the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise was fucking fat and slow, but guess what? The tortoise throughout the entire race never stopped moving. He did not fucking think about the fact that the hare was faster and was naturally more gifted in winning a race. But guess what? The hare fucking ran fast as fuck and then said, I'm good enough. I worked hard, so I'm gonna take a little rest and I'm gonna fucking just not do anything anymore because I already worked hard. Guess what? His fucking ass got passed up by the fat fucking tortoise. Why? Because the tortoise kept it pushing. He didn't think about the fact that he was fat and slow and he had a big body to move. He kept it pushing. He didn't think about the fact that the hare was in an advantage. He just kept moving. He kept moving at his own pace and because he knew that he was eventually going to get to that finish line. And he beat the hare. Be like the fat fucking tortoise. Don't be a victim to your circumstances because you can always improve and you can always push towards your goals. It doesn't matter if someone is at an advantage or that someone was like gifted with certain things, because if you keep working at it, you will still get to where you want to be. You might not get there as quick as someone else, and so it might be true that someone like either has more money, was born with more money, was born with already a better body, right? So like let's say like someone was already born with a better body. That doesn't mean that like now you have to give up because it's like, oh well, now I have to work extra hard to get the body I want. It's like, okay, that should motivate you to work fucking extra hard and work even harder to get to where you want to be, because it doesn't matter where you start. As long as you put in the work, you will get to the end. So I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, but before I leave, I do want to share a couple prompts with you. First, we're going to make a list of long-term and short-term goals. For the long term, think about like 15, 20 years from now. Where do you want to be in 15, 20 years? Not just 15, 20 years, just by the end of your life. What are the things that you want accomplished by the end of your life? Or like, what do you want your life to be known for? Think about like, this is a fucking book. What do you want in your book? And then we're going to make another list of long-term goals, but this time it's going to be for about like 5 years, right? So where do you want to be 5 years from now? And make sure that it aligns with the goals from like 15, 20 years. And now we're going to make another list, but this one is going to be short-term goals in a couple months from now, or like in a year from now. Like throughout this year, what do you want accomplished? What are your goals for this year? And when you make this list, you need to be thinking about your 5-year list and your 15-year list. Like, I'm someone who very much loves New Year's resolutions. I love a good New Year's resolutions. It gives me a good like time frame to see what I was able to accomplish in a whole year, and I can always like compare one year to the next year, and like it's just a good time frame. But this doesn't have to be a list that you do yearly. You can start this list at any point in your fucking life, right? Like any point that you're watching this. Doesn't have to be the new year. Just make a list of things that you want accomplished. And a thing that I do is I make a yearly goal. So I have all the goals I want for the year. Every month I make a list of goals. And when I write those goals, I think about what I want for the yearly goal. And I write about what do I have to do every single month in order to accomplish my yearly goal. So at the start of the month, I go through and I make little goals, and I talk about, or like I make little plans for like things that will help me reach my yearly goal. Another thing I do monthly, every month I reflect on like what I did the last month and what did I accomplish that month that helped me push to my yearly goal. So you're gonna make a list of your 15-year, 5-year, 1 year, couple months, and like every month I want you to think about what you can be doing in order to accomplish your goals, and always have your long-term goals in mind. And it's also really important to constantly celebrate what you have accomplished, so that you can always feel like, and so that you can like keep in mind like that you are in fact making progress, so that it doesn't fucking become so gloomy, because once again, shit gets hard sometimes and you won't always have the motivation. So if you can just constantly remind yourself that you are making progress and it reminds you that like you will eventually get to where you want to be. So that is it for today's conversation. We are now going to go to the outro.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's conversation. Here's a final reminder that you do in fact have control over your life, so make it one that you can be proud of. I hope today's video could teach you something new. If you'd like to be part of next week's conversation, make sure to follow my Twitch. It's going to be down in the description, as well as all my other social media. I'd appreciate it if you leave a big ol' like on the video and make sure to subscribe to see more videos like this. In the last episode of Milk Learn Mindset, I talked about how to stop being a people pleaser, so if you missed that, make sure to go watch. Well, that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.